At the start of when we jumped into this game, I should say, that circle was going over such awkward terrain that there was never really an opportunity. Like, you don't have many opportunities to make decisions there. You got to be quick with it. Snap decision making in those moments. If you don't make the call, you could pay for it dearly.
Yep, snap decision making, just like snapping right on into the next game. Action never stops. You got YT Gorbs there sitting on 4 elims as Joel is also pushing in. And if you are just joining us, everyone, welcome. This is the semifinals portion of the Fortnite World Cup Online Open number 2. First duos competition. We've seen all of the other regions wrap on up. We're into NA East. Now we'll have NA West right after this. And we're jumping on board here with Joel and Pistola.
And Pistola, or I should say Joel, as a matter of fact, had a player right in front of him, and that legendary rocket was going to be out. Can he retake possession of this wall? He has another one here. He has a heavy sniper. If he charges in, he's going to find him right below him. And that was going to be 105 Blue, and the cleanup there onto Chance. His squad member right behind him. You hear the traps go down for the defense, and a few of them, but they're going to make quick work of that one to be able to farm off a Chance there. But 50 HP left for Joel, who just ate a shot, and I did not see the direction where that shot came from, but he will have the heals to get back into this.
Yeah, so when they were peeking and dropping out the traps, because they had to clear the traps on both sides, they, I want to say, either got a little confident or didn't check the angle. A heavy sniper came from across the safe side of the circle, so that is Esherin up there on the high ground with the heavy sniper, was able to look through the angle as the returning fire now being like, hey, you hurt my buddy, you don't get to just hang out up there, as we jump on board and pick up his perspective.
Yeah, here's Esherin and Zoe. As far as their kits are concerned, pretty standard. A blue pump, a good weapon to have at, pretty much at any point in the game. Sure, you'd want that to be a gold or maybe a purple, but for a blue pump, it is a great weapon nonetheless. You also have that silenced AR at a legendary level, as well as that gold legendary heavy sniper. And then a lot of shields too. Got two of these slurp juices as well. That is one of those moments where, like, you get tagged up a little bit, and they're lining it up. They're lining it up.
Shot.
Oh, Crux. Oh, that hurts. That is a tough one to see. They saw him right through the metal, and then they aimed that one beautifully, timed it out so magically. That is going to get them another knockdown. I think his teammate might be able to pick him up, though. There should have been enough time, but that is just time that I'm sure that those guys would have wanted to have back, because they were bandaging one another at that moment in time.
Yep, so Crux has been picked up by Vexifire, but now Zoe and Esherin get the high ground there for free or with less contention, and if they're able to, they can opt to drop down, but no, Blameless is going to pick up Vexifire there, so it goes over to someone else as we now get inside that top 15 threshold. So 3 placement points plus whatever eliminations is what the current scoring is, but King trying to drop this player down in the trap.
Oh, nicely done there. Managed to get control of that rooftop so that this way he could get the angle up there and then force that player to have to build up and defend themselves. And King and Sliv are just trying to push in. This player was being gate kept there. No chance for him to get through with the shots raining down, or I should say just continuing to go forward. And then with the storm against the back there, King and Sliv continuing to hold it down here. An elimination onto Doms and the other one onto Zoe. Zoe, who we saw just a little while ago, his teammate Esherin is still going to be in this one, chasing down Sliv and King, who are boxing up, trying to defend themselves. Over to King's POV now. And he just wants to pick up these eliminations to get the resource, to get the mats. Another one's going to be right next to him as well. Does King get it? No, King goes down. That was going to be courtesy of Esherin, who landed right in front of him. We have 11, 10 duos, 9 duos now left in this, with 12 players remaining in the lobby. Sundown. This is where things start to get a little dicey. The builds start to wear out very quickly.
Yes, they do start to wear out very quickly, and we're also going over the Lazy Lagoon, so have to build an extra level. Great pickup there from Vaxen, getting the edit play. Jordo unaware. Does need him, is out of build, so editing down as Joel and Pistola just raining RPGs down from the high ground. And look at that teamwork. One player tarping out, the other one staying towards the back, for an angle. I mean, they definitely have to be the favorites to take this away.
Oh, 100%. High ground does not always dictate that you are going to win the game, but if you're playing up there with the way that they're operating, right? One guy building out, one guy laying down the rockets, you can actually cause a lot of damage down low. But Gorbs is going to go down, and now Vaxen goes in and is going to get decimated by Kramzix. And this is going to be Joel up above. Kramix is going to be there down low. You have Fort McNeil. You only have 4 players left in this one, 3 duos, and you have that Boombo in the hands of Pistola, and he could potentially nail a few of these players here. The advantage is firmly on their side. This is their game to win here. They cannot give this one up. Fort McNeil is going to be so low on HP, and Kramix is going to be by himself, which means that Joel and Pistola have the upper hand. They just have to find the eliminations. Surely they know that these players are struggling to be able to keep up with them. If it keeps on going like this, this is their game to win.
Right, but because they're working back through old builds, all these players have already tried through, and Kramix picks up Fort McNeil, so now they know it's a 2v1. They also have the heavy sniper as well, so if they opt to just try and punch through, they will be able to do that and follow it up with a Boombo, but for now, they're just maintaining high ground and raining these shots down onto Kramix, but Kramix has more than enough mats to deal with this.
He has a lot of builds to work with, but the problem is always going to be the numbers game. It actually gets one of the players down. One player's going to be down, that's Joel, and now it's going to be Pistola versus Kramix in a 1v1, and Pistola will take the victory royale. Joel was down, but not out quite yet, and Pistola used that to his advantage, jumped in, surprised his opponent, and manages to secure the victory. There you have it.
Yeah,
wow.
That's one of those moments where your partner in comms is popping off for you. When you have that 2v1 and then you almost give it up, but then you're able to clutch it out. Pistola, it's like, let's go, let's go. But speaking of another player, clutching it up, most eliminations right now, Perfect Tilt sitting on 4. And they're actually, I talked about these guys in one of the Road to World Cup videos. The newly formed duo of Perfect Tilt and Mastoris, like when they first came on, they were in the top every single time. And it's been so incredible seeing them challenge up there every duos week. Because they were always like, yeah, they were pretty good players. But the fact that they're,
well, you were complimenting them.
Yep.
Keep on singing their praises,
that
bro.
They're always challenging, always getting high eliminations, but pressing into the late game, and they're doing it consistently. It's not like, oh, 1 week they're here, or like one stretch they were here, in the finals they fell off. Every single time. So keep an eye on these two. I promise you'll be seeing more of them.
Without a doubt, so many players that we haven't really been too accustomed to seeing in the past. Now getting that spotlight, it was awesome to get that with the Scallywag and the Blackheart Cup. And here you go, another one looking to get the rocket in there. And they were actually, yeah. So that was a connection. It was hard to tell there. If Parallel and the other player were actually going against one another.
Yeah, they were on separate teams.
They were, okay.
Anda who picked that up.
Not
I know
lie,
the
why
coloring
I have the
theirs.
That's why I have the glasses.
To be fair, I could not tell the difference between those yellows, but I'm also blue-yellow colorblind, so I wasn't. That's one of the ones where I'm like, yeah, I'll just assume those are different colors.
I'm just gonna think, why not, right? Ooh, no, Perfect Tilt, not able to connect with that heavy snipe. Although his heavy snipe has been quite deadly, just not landing there just yet.
And if you look in that bottom right-hand corner, you can see there is a decent amount of variable elevation through this. So Perfect Tilt trying to find some other angles, maybe to drop somebody down or expose them to some of Mastoris' rifle fire. But right now, they're in a pretty solid position. They have Kai and Dinop directly below them, past Zirko and Neek over towards the side, but no one else really who can put shots onto them.
I want to see where this hill, or I should say where that safe zone is going to be going. Oh, it's going far and away from here, past that mountain, but through the trees, and not the worst rotation though. So
is it over the river and through the woods though?
You did it.
Are we going to grandmother's house?
Would you like to go to Grandmama's house there?
Well, luckily they don't have to go quite all the way up the mountain, so they won't face, that big bad mountainside. We talk about how threatening. I mean, he looks very friendly, but in reality, that is a ferocious beast when it comes to these late game circles, and they're still going to opt to utilize a jump pad early on to try and get to the far side of this rotation and potentially maybe even turn and get some shots down as they get chipped out.
Oh, and I think Perfect Tilt took some damage as well. He's going to land inside of the box there with Bunny Buns and is going to send him packing. will pick up the resources, the ammo, all of that. Will upgrade the weaponry as well. Maybe a boogie bomb if he's feeling a little cheeky. But I think you'd want to keep that Rift to go over anything else, as well as the shields. And you got Addison and Acrian here who are trying to just tunnel out and recycle some of these builds. But they're getting pressured on. They have to be careful.
They do need to be careful on this backside of the circle rotation. We talked about it so many times. You have to be ready to fight and not just rotate. The best players doing both at all times, as Coldheart actually picks up Ando, and Addison just decides to disengage. Great call with the jump pad, because it gets him inside of that top 10. So 5 placement points and the 4 Elam points, 9 points for Addison and Acrian. As Addison actually drops down Coldheart and keeps challenging for high ground.
He keeps on going. He has a lot of builds to work with as well, Sundown. 115 players above him. Diablos is going to go down, and Addison trying to get control, trying to retake that high ground. He owns it. Now the high ground is his, and Diablos is just going to have to give that one up. 91 builds to work with. The player's going to be right there next to him. He's going to shut that player down as well, sending him low. And he keeps on going for the high ground here, Sundown. And it keeps on working out for him. He's building out. He's waiting to see. Okay, so Masterus was right next to him, and I thought that he was probably going to try and fake him out, maybe build around him instead. But instead, he ends up connecting. Masterus ends up losing a ton of HP as well, and he's going to go down because of Addison. And we have 12 players remaining, 8 duos left in this one. The elimination goes on through for Addison, who has been on fire thus far, playing very well, taking the high ground, but most importantly, he's just been defending himself every opportunity he gets, and he's been just cycling through those rockets, keeping it going. Very well done to own that high ground.
Yeah, and now we're inside the top 5, as well as Perfect Tilt on the Logan. Trying to find it. Will he get the pickaxe? He does, but honestly, the little bit of gloat cost him a lot, as Diablos was able to connect a great pump shot. Would have dropped him to 12, gets the siphon back up to 62, and some minis, but looking to connect.
He drops him down low. What a play from that. He saw that the build was so weak, so he decided to take advantage. And I don't even know if that player was aware of what was going on at that moment in time. But Perfect Tilt, even though he's weak, is still challenging fight, Sundown.
Still challenging from the low ground, utilizing the heavy snipe. You have Dinop and Kai, and then you also have Addison and Acrian up on the high ground. Addison and Acrian have been impressing, but Perfect Tilt getting dropped on now, walling himself off, does take a great shot, finds the other player, looking to connect as he gets cracked down, 25 HP.
Yeah, this is a rough situation for Perfect Tilt to be in, but it's out high, and Dinop is going to be there to respond in turn, and then it's going to send him out of the game. But Dinop and Acrian and Addison, but Dinop is going to be in a world of hurt here. No shields, is going to get hit with that, and goodbye. That is going to be the end of the game. Addison and Acrian are going to take it. Victory Royale goes to the duo, the only duo standing left at the end of that entire commotion.
Also, just